a lot of people end up in jobs they don't like, because you think about it, you're at school and when you leave you have to get a job, otherwise you can't pay your rent and you can't eat. So a lot of us are pushed into jobs, careers that we're not actually that happy in, and then we get stuck in. There's also this societal pressure that unless you're married, settled down and had kids by the time you're 30, there's some, especially if you're female, then there's something wrong with you. So you've got this pressure to meet someone and, do all the social norms. So a lot of us end up in relationships we're not that happy in. So you imagine this: you work in a job you don't particularly like, you're in a relationship with someone you're not particularly happy in, and your life probably is, can go through phases where it's not great. And I get it. So I get why people have vices. I get why people go out and drink at weekends and they have to get off their face because they're so fed up with their mundane Monday to Friday life. That's an escapism. Now, I'm very fortunate that I've never particularly liked the taste of alcohol. I haven't drunk any alcohol for 6 months because I've been on medication. I had a blood clot and I've been on blood thinners. So I've just cut it out. I can drink on blood thinners, but I've just chose not to because even a small amount can affect the medication. So I decided to cut it out totally. Now, I'm very grateful that I don't like the taste of alcohol anyway, so for me it wasn't a big deal giving it up. But I know a lot of people would really struggle because that is their vice and that is the only thing they look forward to at weekends. Now, what my advice is find a life you don't have to escape from. Because when I worked in catering and I worked as a chef, I was exactly the same. I hated my life. I was in a job I absolutely hated. I was broke, living with people in a shared house that I didn't particularly get on with, that weren't really nice to me. And I didn't have anything to look forward to. Even my days off were miserable because I was at home with people I didn't want to be with and didn't really have any money to go out and do anything fun. So when I changed careers and I got a better job and I was earning better money, my life did transform. It was a million times better. I know if you're married with someone and you've got kids and you're having problems, you can't just walk away, and I fully respect that and understand that. But sometimes, you have to look at what's in your life making you behave the way you do, what's making you want to escape things. And I just think, sometimes I think the way that this system is designed, it's like they want us to, destroy ourselves, go in self-destruct mode because, especially at the moment, the cost of living, many people are working two jobs. There's not much quality of life anymore. There's not much work-life balance, and people are fed up. And it's like they turn to these vices to escape reality. And I get it. I totally understand why people do it and why they feel that way, because many people do. But guys, don't go out that way. Don't ruin, your health by having to behave this way, because the only person who's going to suffer long term is you, because your body's going to pack up and it's not going to be able to get you through into old age. So my advice, look at ways to improve your life. Don't fall victim to the way the bloody system is rigged and be another cog in the machine that they can grind down and break, because that is to go out like a sucker and the wrong way. So just work on yourself. My advice is now, if I feel depressed, I go out for a walk, or I'll do some writing. I'm in the middle of writing a book, and that to me is my escapism, not clubbing and partying anymore. So, just work on yourself, guys. And, I get why people are frustrated, but your health's got to come first.